Gamescom just wrapped up, and boy, do we have some big news to talk about. We're going to break down some of our top moments and announcements.
Yeah, man, it was an awesome show at Gamescom, and I am super excited to get into all of it right now on Gaming News Weekly. What's up, everybody? It's time for another episode of Gaming News Weekly, the best weekly video game news show out there. Every single week, we're bringing you all the biggest news from the video game industry. This week, we got a doozy. It's our special Gamescom episode. You can find it everywhere podcasts are found, and YouTube, all the good stuff. I'm a little off because I'm excited, but I'm ready to talk about games. We got the man, the myth, the legend here. Full clip. What's going on, dude? How are you?
Doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. Like I said, I'm a little, I'm thrown off. I'm drinking, I'm like a boozy drink, dude. And I'm fired up. We're going ham tonight.
Well, that's all right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The show might be a little bit different. I guess we're going to focus more on the Gamescom, give the top 10 list and things like that. But, I haven't really been playing much to talk about this week. There is one thing that I did want to talk about because I'm so excited for the future of what's coming out.
With it.
And I know you know what it is. Hell Let Loose Vietnam. We got a reveal trailer for it. We know it's coming in 2026. Hell Let Loose is definitely one of like the best first-person shooters that I've played probably ever. And I feel like it has more staying power than like a yearly Call of Duty title, and maybe even most of the Battlefield titles we've had recently. So I'm very excited to change the setting up a little bit and have that kind of grit and realism of Hell Let Loose, just a new setting.
Yeah. When is that coming out? That's not coming out for until like next year, right? 2026?
Yeah. I don't think we have an official actual date, but they did say like 2026.
Yeah, as soon as I saw that, I was kind of actually wondering. I was like, is he gonna like go break? Is it gonna light the fire back up, and you're gonna go tap into Hell Let Loose some more this week? But I know it was a busy week. It was a busy week for both of us. That being said, I did play a bunch of games, and some of them we can also tie into Gamescom. I like that it's all tied together with Gamescom. If people out there aren't familiar, Gamescom is this huge show in Germany. It's I would say it's one of the top 3 video game conventions. Lots of news comes out of it, and that just happened this week. So we're chatting all about that. But one of the games I was playing came out of that. The Rogue Prince of Persia Shadow dropped. I mean, okay, so technically it was out in early access, but then they announced the full release during the show. Came out August 20th, and it's we talked about it briefly before. It's the action platformer roguelite version of Prince of Persia. So I got back into that, and it's still very good. It's a very, very enjoyable game. If you're a fan of platformers, if you're a fan of roguelikes, just side scroller, like kind of like, it's not super Metroidvania-y. It's more of just, you're just going through. But it is great. It is also available on it's on Game Pass, so you can play it there if you so choose. So yeah, that was one of the highlights from Gamescom for me. And as you said, we're going to get into our 10 biggest moments from this year's Gamescom. But first, we got to talk about some new releases. All right, so I also played a couple of our new releases, and including this game, Sword of the Sea, which came out August 19th on PC and PS5. It is available day one on PlayStation Plus Extra. So if you have that subscription service, you can play it there, which is what I did. And let me tell you, before I get into what the game is, it's one of my favorite games this year. It is phenomenal. So it's this gorgeous game. So it's by Giant Squid, the guys that did Journey, Abzu, And it's the best sports game I've played this year. And it's not even really a sports game, but it's basically you're riding a sword through like this desert, like these sandy like dunes, and you're riding it like a surfboard, skateboard, wakeboard, whatever type of board you want it to be. But as you're going through, you're triggering things to happen, which then turns the desert world into like a beautiful like ocean sea type scenario. Fish swimming everywhere, and then like you go faster when you're in the water. You're going to places you couldn't go before, and that's all it is. It is so simple and so stupid, but it's so beautiful. The score, dude. Just listening to the game while I'm playing, it's like it's amazing. Oh, and then on top of that, so I'm playing on the PlayStation, and it's like the best up there with the best like haptics in the controller that I've ever played. Like now I know as a PlayStation owner yourself now, you could get down with that. Like the haptics make a difference. Am I right?
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm glad that they actually spent some time crafting this game to be like that. I'm glad you cleared this up for me, because when I saw the trailer, I did not know for sure that this shares some DNA with Journey, but that makes a lot of sense.
It looks just like it at parts.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's beautiful. Like, and I don't know what's happening, but I do know at one point I rode a shark. Yeah. Just rode it through the sand. It was awesome.
Very nice.
Yeah, I love it. And a lot of people love it because it's at an 87 on Open Critics. So getting great reviews, mine included. Absolutely, check out Sword of the Sea if you want something to just vibe out to, just chill. Like it is such a chill game. All right, moving on though. Discounty came out on all the things on August 20th. Discounty. It's hard to say that. It doesn't flow. It doesn't flow right. Discounty. Anyways, this is a full clip game if I've ever seen one. You got your shopkeeper, your management sim, your SNES style pixel graphics. It kind of reminds me like an old school like JRPG with those graphics, But yeah, you're designing, you're organizing, you're setting up a layout for your shop. You got to talk to the townsfolk, get their stories, and then you're like, if you get enough stories with them, you could like make deals to like lower some prices. It's got it all. What do you think of this one?
Yeah, like you said, it's right up my alley. This is pretty much from what I saw, and I mean, I haven't played the game, so I really can't say much about it, but the demo of King of Retail 2 that I just played like a couple weeks ago and was talking about, or trading card game simulator store, whatever that game was that was pretty popular. It's both sort of the same kind of thing going on. This is that just meets Stardew Valley, and I'm into it. Like, I don't know the mix of like how much time do you spend in the store versus how much time do you spend gallivanting around town making friends and enemies, but I hope for a little bit more of the latter there, because it does look like it could get kind of dull in the store in this game for too long. We just have to see where that balance is.
Yeah, absolutely. That was what I thought too, because it's limited by the pixel graphics as far as how much of a simulator it can be. But that's where it shines, where you go in the village and there's all these stories written for these characters, and it helps to progress the story as well as like build up your shop so you can make things cooler. So yeah, I think it's really well done. Currently at a 74 on Open Critics. So again, getting pretty decent reviews.
And speaking of discounty, the opposite is what PlayStation is doing. Let's go over that real quick.
Can I nominate you real quick for the best segue of the year when the Game Awards come around? Because that
I'll take
was
it.
Amazing. And I love that it's also the opposite of it. So it's not even... Yeah. Okay, go on. What were you going to say?
Speaking of discounty, that's not what's going to happen.
I thought
PlayStation price hikes. I mean, due to the tariffs, I guess, and the challenging economic environment, as Sony puts it. Starting August 21st, the price of PlayStation consoles, at least in the United States, are going up. The PlayStation 5, they have at $549.99, so about $550. The PS5 Digital Edition is about $500, and then a Pro is now going to cost you $750. And that's up about, I think, $50 on each of those from where it was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. The funny thing is they're lowering the price in other countries. I think China, Canada, I think is getting a price cut. So yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, everybody. You know who you are. You know what you did. Yeah, it's weird. It's still weird being like every year of my entire life, my short life, very young. Consoles went down in price. That was a rule.
Yeah.
You may not get it the day it comes out because you want to wait for it to drop in price a little bit. How crazy is it that we're going the other way? It's weird. But aren't you happy that you got yours now?
Yeah. I am. I'm happy on all but one aspect. I need another one.
Oh.
I need one for the wife to play GTA 6.
Oh boy. Well, you got to sell your one that you
but
have now.
I'm keeping my. That's a good idea, and sell the Pro and get 1.5 of the regulars.
Smart.
But no, I'm keeping my eye on the secondhand market, and it doesn't seem to have affected it so much right now. I think you can easily find a used PlayStation 5 for about $300. I don't know if that's the move, though, because I'm hearing that a lot of PlayStation 5s from like the original launch, they have the liquid metal cooling in there, and that apparently had a limited lifespan. A lot of those consoles are going to start having problems soon, so it might be worth the extra $100 just to get one new out of the box with some kind of some protection.
Yeah, that's such a bummer. All right, I don't have a cool segue to get into this, but our last new release from this week, Herdling, came out 8/21 on PC, PS5, Xbox SX, and Nintendo Switch. This is another game that I got into, and very similar in terms of vibe with Sword of the Sea. So now this one is available on Game Pass, day one on Game Pass. So again, the subscription services are stepping it up. Like, I'm playing all these games, I'm not paying for anything. This one, you lead like a herd of these really strange creatures into like a beautiful like mountain range. So as you're going, you will find these different beasts. They'll join your herd, and they're adorable. And you have to just like kind of like solve puzzles and then lead them on their way. Again, beautiful score, beautiful setting. Not much happens, but it's just like a really chill vibe. It's a great game. I really enjoy it. Yeah, that's all I got to say. They are really cute, and I could see like if this game does take off, you could get little plushy herdlings and stuff like that because they're all different. You got like a whole pet, and you can name them in the game. You could pet them. It's really adorable. But yeah,
I got to know something. Because based on the name, I know exactly what this game is. I've kept it in the back of my mind for a while since we've been seeing trailers come out. Is it named anything like in relation to lemmings? Do these things ever fall off the side while you're like guiding them through these narrow passages?
No, I haven't. This is a good question. I have not tried to like send them to their deaths because they are far too adorable. But in my next go, I will try that to see. There really isn't, I don't think there's any like ledges or anything that they can fall off of. It's a big like giant plain. So I think they're safe. I don't think you can kill the creatures. I think maybe you are the herdling, or maybe the herdling is the friends that we made along the way.
Friends we tossed off cliffs.
All right. Well, that is it for our new releases from this past week. Let us know what you thought if you played any of those games. But now it's time for the big thing, the big show, our news of the week. All right. So what we're here for, the main attraction, we're talking about Gamescom from this past week. So it's started off with the opening night live event hosted by Jeff Keighley. That was like 2 hours of interviews, trailers, world premieres, musical performances. It was a great show. We're not going to be able to touch on a fraction of what was shown even in just that event. Not to mention, there was an entire weekend then of news that came out of the event. Games playable on the show floor that, people took video of, and you could watch 30 minutes of the new Resident Evil, or play the first bit of a very anticipated Metroidvania. So there was a lot of stuff happened, and in order to not go on forever and ever about this, you and I, we put together a list of our 10 favorite moments, 10 favorite things that came out of Gamescom. So we're going to do it that way. And then, we'll save some room for a little bit of honorable mentions or whatever towards the end. But I'm just going to jump in, because as the show was going on, the one thing I could not wait to hear about from you was your take on the Call of Duty Black Ops 7 trailer. So this was one of my biggest moments that I saw, and I wanted to know, what were your thoughts? So now, if you haven't seen it, I'm sure you've seen it, but for those of you listening, if you haven't seen it, it gets weird. And is it a good weird, or is it a bad weird? Ready and go.
Oh, okay. For me, I just feel so tuned out from it. I just wasn't really paying close attention to it. I've just already written this game off in my mind this year, because we just had Black Ops 6, and they want to copy and paste the same thing over, but take all your skins away and give you Black Ops 7 the very next year. And I really don't appreciate it from Activision.
Gotcha.
So I'm just kind of out on Call of Duty.
You're hurt. They hurt you. Show me on the doll where Black Ops 6 hurt you.
All over, but particularly the crux.
Oh yeah, repeatedly. So yeah, as I'm watching it, I'm thinking, this was what they needed to do to keep me invested. Because same as you, man. We just had this one came out recently. This is a year where we got Battlefield 6 coming out, which has played amazing and it looks amazing. And Call of Duty, they needed to do something, and they did it. And they did this thing where it's based on fear. They're using fear in this to change the way that you see the world. So there's highways that are upside down, and everything's wacky. So it's going to create some very interesting environments for the multiplayer. They did show off some of the multiplayer, and it's got the same movement, where the jetpack, where you're flying around. So yeah, they also did talk a little bit about the campaign. Again, fear-based, looks interesting. There's a zombies mode that we can expect. So yeah, all that stuff. But yeah, you're fully Battlefield 6 for this round?
Yeah, I believe so. Battlefield this year. Next year, I'll have Hell Let Loose Vietnam to look forward to if Battlefield's not holding me.
There you go. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and I will tell you, because it will be available on Game Pass, I'll let you know. I'll let you know if the fear is enough that it's cool, that it's gonna make you want to check it out. There is a beta that starts October 2nd, and I think it is available for Game Pass subscribers. So I'll try that. But the actual game does come out November 14th. They announced. So yeah, I'll keep you posted, dude. I'm gonna check it out.
Well,
we'll see.
Maybe if it had Snoop Dogg and Ninja Turtles in it, I'd be into it.
Can you imagine Beavis and Butthead running through this weird upside down world? Man, so excited. All right, let's keep the ball rolling. What do you got for us?
Cinder City. Did you catch that one or remember it from
Yes.
I had to look it up twice after I wrote it down to go see what it was again.
It's a weird title. It doesn't really, draw your attention. But yeah, this is a MMO TPS. Massively multiplayer online third-person shooter. Yeah, it looked interesting.
Yeah, I'm really drawn in by that idea. I mean, it looks like you're almost like a Rainbow
Mhm.
Six or a Siphon Filter third-person shooter, though, and just the MMO aspect. So it's kind of like maybe a
Right.
Destiny or
Or the
something like that. It
Division.
looks
The
like you're going to be
Division is
doing
another one.
like raids.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Oh.
doing raids with like groups of players, and but I've never really seen that done with like a modern mill sim kind of setting.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that looked cool. Again, yeah, I got big Division vibes from it. It's these huge open worlds, very cool. And then, yeah, it's boiled down into these smaller kind of dungeon type campaign things that you go through. But yeah, I was reading about it. There's different heroes that have like kind of different abilities, that sort of thing. And there will be 9 available at launch. And that is about sometime late 2026. All right, next up, the other biggest announcement from the show. We're just getting right into it. Hollow Knight Silksong. So opening night live, Jeff was like, I don't have a release date, but here's like a little clip. So he showed like a little tiny little gameplay trailer. And then I think it was like the very next day, they announced that the game is coming out September 4th. So, I mean, it's like 2 weeks, you know, it's very, very soon.
Yeah.
It's got the whole indie world going crazy, moving release dates around. I've been seeing a bunch of articles today talking about like this game has been delayed because Silksong comes out on September 4th. So it's very interesting. The power of this little, this little indie Metroidvania. But yeah, very cool. And then, like I said, there was a playable demo that was available on the show floor. It wasn't huge. A lot of just what they showed in the trailer. You get to just test it out, and it is more of what we love. So September 4th is very exciting. Finally, the meme is over though. We can't talk about that's the best part. I think. Just
they'll move on.
now, yeah. GTA 6 is our next meme, I guess. That's the current one, So we'll have to move to that. But yeah, anything to say? I know this is not your thing, but do you have anything to add about?
Yeah. I've not really played the first one, but I know that it is extremely highly anticipated because we recently watched that like Nintendo Indie World Showcase, and I was telling you about the live chat in there. It's just nothing but Hollow Knight 2. Where's Silksong? Where's Hollow Knight?
Yeah. All right.
So I'm glad this will quiet some people down.
And it better be good. I'm sure it's going to be good, but can you imagine if it's just terrible?
Yeah.
All right. Continue.
All right. Next up on my list is Toxic Commando. So what is it? John Carpenter's Toxic Commando.
Can't leave that part off. Yeah.
Full title. Yeah, I think this is a product that's a little before my time. Is this like an 80s, late 80s?
I don't know if it exists outside of this video game world. I think he just like kind of had like some input on the game, because I'm not familiar with it at all. And I'm old.
I was thinking there was something like some kind of trading cards or kids game or movie. Maybe I'm thinking Toxic Avenger, and I guess maybe it's like has nothing to do with that.
I think Toxic Crusaders was like was that group with like the Toxic Avenger and stuff like that in there. So while you're talking, I'll look it up.
Okay. Yeah, so if it is tied to that nostalgia, I don't know it. I don't have that connection. But what I saw was a really interesting looking like I don't know if you call it zombie shooter or what, but I mean people have been looking for like a DayZ part 2, but this doesn't seem like it's going to be perfectly fitting that niche. But I do think that it looks like a pretty cool game with a lot of like guns to shoot and big mech things and
absolutely
zombies.
Yeah, this one I would compare more to like a Left 4 Dead style. I think it's like you go out there and it's like a wave kind of type game where all these zombie mutant things come at you until you do whatever the quest was for that thing. But yeah, it looks so much fun. It's got like that 80s action movie vibe throughout the whole thing, all the one-liners and stuff like that they show in the trailer. I thought that was really cool. And one other thing I noticed so it's from Saber Interactive, and they did World War Z and the Marine, Space Marine 2 or whatever, and I guess they have their own swarm engine to do these giant swarms of like creatures, and I was like, that's really cool because it seems to really be working, and that's what they used in this game. So yeah, I'm excited for it. It looks like a blast, like to play with 3 other friends, you know, literally and figuratively a blast. You see what I did there?
Yeah.
That one they just said
oh, you just dethroned me for segue of the year.
early 26 for that one. So yeah, very exciting. All right, another one we got to talk about. Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. So this was a trailer that they showed at opening night live. It opened up with the Lego symbol, you know, TT Games, and to show it's Batman. I'm like, all right, more, you know, more Lego Batman, whatever. It is what it is. And then as I'm watching the trailer, it's got all these different things from all the Batman stuff, including the Batman, the latest Robert Pattinson one. And then they bring out a guy and he's talking about it and talk about how it's an open world. You could go wherever. You could drive the vehicles. You could drive any of the Batmobiles and stuff like that. And it's like, and then on top of that, he's talking about the combat in it. It's like the Arkham games. So it's that classic Batman combat, but in a Lego world. So it's really cool. It seems like the next kind of evolution for the Lego games to see, you know, where they're going with that, instead of just being like a fun break everything, get all the bricks. You know, there's more to it in this. So yeah, it looks great.
To begin our lists, I was also honestly going to suggest that we do like 3 or 4 of these that we just pull aside as like the honorable mentions, because I knew this would be on your list. I knew Black Ops was going to be on both of our lists, and probably a couple others too. Because I am pretty excited about this, and I love the Lego games. I don't play them all. There's too many of them. But like when they kind of retell a story with a certain sense of humor in it, they've got like first of all, Matt Berry, what's his name? Laszlo or Jackie Daytona. As Bane. And then he's just like giving his serious speech about being born in the darkness, but then he ends up stepping on a Lego. So I do look forward to seeing this.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see how it's going to work out, and you know, just like what to expect from the whole thing. I don't think there's going to be like a huge like cast of Lego minifigs that you could use in this one. I think it's really dialed down to like the main people in the Batman world. So yeah, I'm excited to see what exactly this is. So especially with the cool combat, can't go wrong.
All right, next on my list, Valor Mortis. So you'll either know what this one is or just kind of swept by.
Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah.
You know what it is?
Oh, yeah.
All right. How do I describe it? I don't even know what type of game it is, I guess. But
well, I'll tell you.
By the end of the trailer,
it's a Souls-like.
Right. And it's got a
first
magic
person
in one hand, axe in the other kind of thing.
Sure. First person Souls-like, though, which is, they're very rare. So that, you know, I was hyped for that.
Yeah, and I mean the thing that kind of made it stand out to me is that it's not just any old setting. It's like Napoleonic French combat.
Yeah.
And then some sort of monsters. Like you're a soldier that's been brought back by the dead. You've got some kind of like potions going on that make you into half monster or something, and you're end up fighting these like behemoths. But, I mean, they're, like, fused with horses and cannons and all kinds of crazy stuff. So it's, like, part horror thriller and part, I guess, Souls-like.
Yeah, dude. It was, this was the first trailer where I watched it, and I was like, holy shit, what is this game? When he comes out and he's just slashing, like, people's heads off and shooting their faces up, and then becomes, like, this monster. And then they show you the gameplay where it is, like, this really cool first-person shooter. It's done by the people that did Ghost Runner, so that was also first-person, really fast-paced. This one's a lot slower, but it still has the same kind of feel, kind of vibe. But yeah, you're right, dude. There's guns, there's swords, there's like flamethrowers out of his hand, and and then super creepy monsters. So yeah, this one was like, I was really excited to see this one. I'm excited to see more of this one because yeah, it's not just some random, you know, world or whatever. It's like we're in Europe and it's set, you know, during some sort of war. Very, very interesting. So, all right, we got to talk about the Fallout 2 Season 2, not Fallout 2. We got to talk about the Fallout Season 2 trailer that they showed. Now, you and I were both fans of the show, so when they brought up part of the cast and they introduced the trailer and showed like that, I mean, they teased us with the Vegas setting at the end of the last one, but like they're going full New Vegas on this. So any fans of that game get to see that happen in real life. And they showed that Mr. House is going to be there, and like just all this stuff. And it looks just as good as the first season. So yeah, I'm super excited for that. They announced December 17th is when it will first air. So yeah, what did you think of that one?
Looked great. No Macaulay Culkin, unfortunately. I was looking for him. He's supposed to be in this season. On Hot Ones talking about working with Walton Goggins, so I was excited about it. It was a little bit of a letdown that he wasn't there, but you know, I can wait. Yeah. I'll hold off. He's probably in like one episode for 5 minutes,
but we'll see. He gets his head exploded or something.
More than likely.
Yeah, but it looked fun, didn't it? Like just more of that.
Yeah. So. Yeah, and it looks like we're getting deeper into the mystery. I had to kind of stop and think about what even happened at the very end of the last season. But, yeah, I think we're going to find more about the origins and Walton Goggins' character, like how he got wrapped up in all of this. A little bit more about Vault-Tec. I'm wondering if the show is going to get to the point where it's like giving out a little bit of lore that doesn't really exist in the games yet.
Yeah, I'm curious, too. I guess, if it continues to make money, I'm sure they'll just keep making stuff. So yeah, looking forward to it.
All right, next up, another Saber Interactive, but I don't think they're using the Swarm engine on this one. It's a Road Kings.
How cool would it be if they do use the Swarm engine though, for this one?
Exactly. I want to plow through Tyranids in my big rig.
Yes.
But yeah, this looks really. It's another one that's right up my alley. I've been playing Roadcraft by Saber Interactive, and that's my first foray into the whole Mudcraft, or not Mudcraft, Mudrunner and Snowrunner, and then Roadcraft is the one that comes out after that. It's not the same as the first ones. It's a little bit different, a little more focused on building the roads, but then you get to drive your vehicles across it, and you spend a lot of time driving vehicles, trying to get from point A to point B, and traversing just the pitfalls of this like ravaged land, and it looks like there's going to be maybe a focus on that entirely in this game. They show like in the trailer big storms coming in. You're driving into a tornado, trying to make it on time or something.
I love the sheriff's just like, "Yep, come on in." They called ahead. Yeah, I think that's going to be cool. The extreme. I mean, we were talking last week about we love games with extreme weather, and if you could drive a big rig right through a tornado or a blizzard, I think that'll be very cool. I was disappointed that we didn't get any like actual gameplay. It was just a full like cutscene cinematic trailer. But I'm assuming it like how do you mess up like the inside of a tractor trailer? It's probably but yeah, it looks interesting. I do want to drive into a tornado, 100%. So yeah, I'm gonna make it happen. Let's talk about Death by Scrolling. This is a very, very indie game that was revealed during the opening night live, and it is by Ron Gilbert. He's the guy that did like the Monkey Island games. It's like point and click adventure games. This one is not a point and click adventure game. In fact, it's a roguelike that is it looks kind of like a old school Zelda. It's that top down, but the screen is constantly scrolling. So it's always vertically scrolling, and you have to avoid death. Literally, there's like a death Grim Reaper running around, and then also you can't go to the bottom of the vertical scrolling. And you throughout you're killing things, you're collecting gold, and you want to have enough gold to pay the ferryman to get you out of purgatory. That's the premise. So it's like you have to I'm sure each round you have to get more and more gold to get through it. So it looks so weird, really cool pixel art style, but yeah, they show you all the different upgrades you can get throughout the game, and it looks like fun and unlike anything I've ever played before.
Yeah, that's what looks cool to me is the whole it's an on rail setting, but it's like old school Zelda meets, I don't know, Subway Surfer.
Yeah.
So I mean, nobody thought Bellatra would blow up the way it does, but when you start smashing things together in new ways,
yes,
you got to hit. Let's see what it does.
Absolutely, there needs to be more smashing together. Absolutely.
All right, since mine was going in order, I don't even know that this deserves to be at the top of the list, but Everwind.
Yes.
Looked like there was a little bit of hype about this one. This is the sort of game that comes out every other year, and people are like, is it going to be the Minecraft killer? And of course, it never is. But this looks like a pretty good, polished game.
It does.
And, it's not going to give you Minecraft exactly, but it does. It reminds me of when I played Minecraft with the Create mod.
Mm-hmm.
And that just added so much to the game. This looks like it's just kind of built in vanilla, and that would be assuming it's not buggy as hell, it'd be a better experience than Minecraft with Create mod, possibly.
Oh, absolutely.
So I'm into it. I'd like to see it, find out a little bit more about it, and maybe get some people to play it.
It looked like, if you're a fan of Minecraft, that's what's bringing you in. But then, yeah, it seems to be. There's building, there's machine building, which seemed pretty cool. Like you could, flying crafts and stuff like that. But then they start showing the gameplay, the action adventure kind of thing, where it's like first person, but it's there's gadgets and cool weapons and stuff like that. So it's got it's limited in scope, but it's like Minecraft times 1,000 in terms of the actual gameplay. You're doing so much in it that it looks really, really intense, really interesting, and looks like a lot of fun. So yeah, you're not going to be building huge worlds or whatever, but there's that building aspect is there, but also it seems to be focused more on the actual adventuring, the questing, so yeah, excited to see more on that one as well. And I'm not even a Minecraft fan, but it looks cool. All right, well, that was our list, our top 10 list, if you will. But yeah, we didn't even talk about here. I'm just gonna run through these quick honorable mentions, the big ones that we missed out on. Resident Evil Requiem and Silent Hill F both had new trailers shown and hands-on gameplay on the floor of the convention, and I'm just hearing that they're both just scary AF. So that's cool. Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, we got a complete list of all the games that are going to be in that. That's the one, you remember, that's like that Atari game where they have interviews and stuff mixed in through there talking about the Mortal Kombat Legacy. So that one, they showed off all the games and did a little teaser for another edition coming to that. So that was cool. The ROG Ally X got a release date, no price, which is telling. So it comes out October 16th, but they did not announce a price. Real quick, what do you think? What's your guess?
Oh, that's hard to say. I'm going to guess $350 if it's going to be competitive with consoles.
I'm thinking it's going to be like $1,000. I think that's why they're not. I think that's why they're not announcing it. I don't think they can be competitive and do what they want to do. That's what I'm thinking. I would love to be wrong.
Gosh,
because I would love another.
Yeah, that's not even competitive with the Steam Deck.
No, yeah, exactly. But I think the previous Allies were up there. I don't remember how much, but now in this this new world where everything's costing a little bit more, who knows? But yeah, we'll see. And then Black Myth Wukong, they announced a sequel to that, Black Myth Zhongqi, which is the story of another Chinese god. So that very cool. I'm liking where they're going with this. Keep doing cool stories. Halloween, the game with the scary guy, was shown off. Yeah, and it's from the people that did Friday the 13th, which no longer exists. Ilphonic. So yeah, same kind of vibe there. But You got Michael Myers, that's his name. And
Yeah.
then, we're not the guys to talk about this, but people were very excited about the World of Warcraft, a new update, the Midnight Edition or whatever expansion, and they're adding housing, which seems weird that it took this long for people to have houses. I don't know.
Yeah,
I've never played it.
Midnight Edition. Sounds good. I hope there's like street racing.
Oh yeah. If not, we should do a mod. Just like random street racer vehicles in there. I like it. I actually wrote that down.
Probably already exists in the game.
I don't know. Like I found myself writing it down. I'm like, yeah, I don't know why I just wrote that, but I think it's a great idea.
Gonna email Bungie later.
I think you're onto something. That's all I got. Anything else you want to add to that list?
Nah, there's too much. If anybody really wants it, there, I mean, they can go find some articles by IGN on breaks down the biggest ones. I'm sure there's a million videos on YouTube, but these are our picks. These are special to us.
Yeah. There was a lot. The gaming future is good. It's exciting, and even the next 2 months is going to be a lot of fun. There's some really big games coming out. Excited to talk about them. So yeah, Gears of War next week. Gears of War comes out in a couple days. So yeah, I'll have played that. We'll talk about that next week. But yeah, that being said, all right, let's get out of here. Thank you so much for checking out this episode of Gaming News Weekly, our special Gamescom edition. Find us on YouTube, Pop Culture Playground. That's the name of the channel. Make sure you hit subscribe there so you can watch it with all the trailers and all the cool shit. And then if that's not your thing, or if you want to just listen to it again after that because it was so good, anywhere podcasts are found, just type in GNW. It'll bring up this show. Hit subscribe there, and that way it'll be automatically loaded and ready for you every single week with all the big news. So yeah, and then check us out on TikTok, and that's all I got. Anything from you, Mr. Full Clip?
Nah,
all
that's
right,
it.
thanks so much. We'll see you next week with more gaming news.